James Webb. Right, we'll go into detail of this software. This is a flexible and user-friendly software for the fashion business. Now, when we talk about ERP, the first question is, why do we need ERP? We need ERP for sustainability. Now, in this competitive world, it's not the big fish eating the small fish anymore, but the fast fish is eating the slow fish. So we have to be fast enough to take decisions, and to take decisions, we have to have data to analyze. Then we have adaptability. We have to adapt to the new technology, to the new things very quickly to be a leader in this industry. Like you all must be knowing about Nokia. Previously, we all had Nokia phones, and now nobody wants a Nokia. And recently, the Nokia CEO said that we didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost. I mean, the only thing they did was they didn't adapt the new technology. So future belongs to the early adopters of technology with the right innovations, and it will help garment companies to turn challenges into opportunities. Now you can see that with this COVID-19, all our factories are shut down. Right. But we have opportunity in this lockdown also. I can see, or many people like me can be seeing the future. The future is bright as most of the companies have decided to move out of a certain country and come to India, because India is capable and India is reliable, right? So we have to gear up to embrace this opportunity. Now, we understand the challenges of the garment industry. We have solution for the industry, and these solutions provide benefits to the industry. The constraints of the industry are that all the processes are manual and very time consuming. So we have to digitize most of the processes, right? Sometimes the costing done is not accurate. So we have to make sure that our costings are very accurate and we arrive at a competitive price for the buyer. Then lead times have to be reduced. Financial planning also has to be integrated. So we come to know that if we take pick up order, how much finance do we need for the order? Where does the finance come from? And all that. And we have a lot of leftover inventory, which really eats up our margin. Then we have unplanned production changes. Anything can go wrong in production, and we have to, you know, uh, do make the changes very fast to so that time is not lost. And we should visualize the data. We should have enough data to visualize so that we can take decision. Now, where we can do the cost saving in our industry? Firstly, in the material management, in material, lot of cost can be saved. In production, lot of time can be saved. Time is money. So a lot of time can be saved in production by doing proper planning, right? In sampling, we can save a lot of time by digitizing our sampling using virtual samples, developing 3D samples instead of making actual samples. And also the cost of production has to be kept under control. So the benefits we can get from the software is that we can do accurate product costing. We get critical activities alert. If something is going wrong, the system is intelligent enough to send alert to the person responsible that this thing is getting delayed or this uh, problem uh, has not been resolved. Right? Then we have the order status dashboard where at any point of time we can see what is the status of our orders. If something is getting delayed, we can take proactive measures to remove the hurdles. Then after we complete the production and we send the shipments, we have a pre and post cost analysis. What costing we had done initially for the product and what actual cost we got after the shipment and how much profit and loss we make on a shipment. So all this analysis has to be done so that we can see what problems we have faced in any product and in future we can take care of those problems in a better way. Now in ERP we have a centralized database which we can access anytime anywhere. Then we can reduce the sourcing cost by centralized sourcing. Then controlled and planned cost budget can be prepared so that everything is purchased within the target rates from the allocated vendors so that the cost remains within the budget. Then we have internal communication, which is very important. The communication should be instant. If there's any problem, every responsible person should be alerted by the system. Then we have traceability, tracking of operations, and all this can get us better customer relations because when our customers are happy, they trust us more and they give us more orders. Now, this is the solution footprint of GEMS Web, where we have product development. Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible. Sir, you're audible.
Okay. In the product development, we have design master and costing, where all the designs which are being developed for different customers or for new collections are being stored and their costings are being done. Then we have master database of customers, vendors, material. Then we have bill of material for all of our products. In orders, we have sales order, order confirmations, material requirement planning, then detailed production planning, time and action plans, then in sourcing, we have purchase, goods receipt, return, and stock reports. In material management, we have processing of raw material, issue and receipt of material, and all the related reports for processors. Then production control, we have the pick list, material issuance, shop floor control, and receipt of finished goods. Then we have shipments, dispatch, and billing. So dispatch can be to our customers, dispatch can be to our retail stores, and after that billing can be retail billing or billing to our customers. So this covers everything. It covers the export as well as the retail operations. So when we talk about James Webb, it's a complete solution for garment manufacturers, and it assists us in streaming the complete workflow of the organization, helps in streamlining operations, and ensures proper time and action planning, warnings and alerts, supports monitoring of delivery schedules, inventory control, processing of order information, generating of reports and queries. So in this we have costings, we have a style library, bill of material, buyer order execution plan, then what to order and how much to order, time and action planning, sourcing and processing of raw material, inventory control, production monitoring, shipments, and costing versus actual cost, that is the style profit and loss. So when we this is a web-based solution. So on the browser, we can log in from anywhere. It's a multi-user, multi-company, multi-branch password protected software, which generates the action plan. So as soon as we log into the software, it shows you what all is pending and who is responsible for that. So when you log into the system, it will show you all your tasks which are pending, and also your manager, if you are a subordinate, your manager can see your tasks. And if you are the owner of the company, you can all see all the pending tasks of all the managers. So this can be configured at different levels to show you all the alerts. So first of all, we are having the costing module where the costing for the samples is being done for the product offer. Then we have the master database. We are defining all our customers. Materials are being defined. Then we have bill of material. All the sales orders are being entered. Order confirmation or pro forma invoice is generated and sent to the buyers for confirmation of the order. After the order is confirmed, the material requirement planning is done. So the required material from the bill of material and the product to make from the sales order gives us the requirement of material, right? Then we have to plan where to purchase the material from. For that, the purchasing department identifies the vendors and purchases the raw material, which further goes into the production department after quality check. So, like this, the requirement is calculation based on the order quantity, the consumption, the wastage. The requirement is calculated. The target rates are fixed from the costing. If there is something in stock that can be allocated, and the net requirement is calculated by the system. Then in inventory control, the purchase orders are raised, goods are received, goods are processed, buying, printing, etc. is done. So a complete record of everything is maintained. How much material was procured, how much was passed by the QC, how much was rejected, returned, and how much was printed, dyed. You know? So everything is recorded by the system, and finally, when it goes into the production, it goes as per the requirement of the government, and all the material which is required in each process is being issued. So material issued to production, then how much has been issued, how much has been received, what is the balance to receive. Everything uh, is maintained by the system, and you can see the reports from the system. Then we have barcode integration. Barcode and bundle tickets can be generated by integrating the bundle ticket software to the ERP so that real-time production data can be captured and updated into the ERP instead of entering it manually. All the tickets can be scanned and data can directly be uh, updated in the ERP. Then after the production is done, the goods are finished, packed, we have dispatch uh, section where goods are dispatched to the customer or to the retail stores for which an invoice, packing list, and related documents are generated. When we come to the report section, we have a complete MIS section which gives all the reports. The style status on the left hand, you can see all the style numbers, the buyers and style numbers on the left side. Here you can click on any style and get the status. How much uh, is the order? What is the material status? How much is what all material are required? How much is required? How much has been ordered? How much has been received? How much has been issued in production? So it gives you the complete status, and after the shipment, you get a profit and loss. This is in the beginning we saw the costing, which was the initial costing which we did for the garment to uh, get order from the buyer. Now this is the actual cost which can be compared with the initial costing. So here you can see the shipment quantity, the rate, the exchange rate, and the shipment value. Then what all cost has been incurred. Fabric, so much fabric were purchased at this rate. So this is the cost of fabric, then cost of accessories. Then we have other production costs. And here you can see the summary. The total cost incurred is so much. Profit on shipment is so much. Margin obtained is so much. Cost incurred per piece is so much. So at the end, you can analyze how much profit you got on a particular shipment. And then there are many queries. What are my pending orders? Then is there any style which is not issued to production for which only 30 days or less than 30 days are left for the shipment? So the system gives you answer to all your queries. In what are the cases where material ordered was more than required? No. So system gives you answer to all your queries, whatever queries you want, whatever queries you can design. I want to get this data from the system. So the system churns out the data for you in the form of exceptions, in the form of status reports, in the form of alerts, which can be triggered on email, on your mobile phones, so that you remember. So such systems which are proactive, they won't let you sleep till you finish your work. They keep on giving you alerts. So these are just a partial list of our clients and brands who are using our software. And this software is also part of curriculum at Pearl Academy, at ATDC, and also as a short-term course for the Institute of Apparel Management online course. So thank you, everybody. Hope you got some insight about the IT applications being used in the industry. I would just finish it here, and if somebody has any questions, we can.
Thank you, sir, for this session. Students and faculty members we have here. If anybody has a question, please come forward. Does anybody have a question?
Hi, sir.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Anand this side.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Anand this side from Bachelor of Design Fashion Communication. Thank you for the presentation. It was really knowledgeable. So I just had to get an idea that what could we as youngsters do to incorporate these softwares or certain similar softwares to the smaller ventures that are also providing something to the economy, because the giants could easily use these softwares, but for the for the ones who are medium scale industries or the smaller industries, they too certain times need these sort of software. So what could be done? Thank you.
Yeah. I must tell you that ERP is not only for bigger industry giants or big groups. It is for the SMEs also. Everybody can use the software, and now the softwares are on cloud. So you have per user, subscription like GEMS. I can just talk about the pricing. It's as affordable as rupees 5,000 a month, for 5 user subscription, which gives you full featured software. So SMEs can certainly afford such softwares. Then many software have now subscription based, like Tuka CAD is also have got a subscription based version which can be used by SMEs. So like this, many companies are coming up with such versions so that everybody, every size of organization can use the software. So that is not limited to bigger organizations now.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can we have the next question?
Yeah, I have a question. I'm Sugandha, sir. So I'm teaching these students. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So I'm
Yes,
teaching
Sugandha.
these students Tuka CAD actually, and then what I face that when students learn and they want to go for jobs related
Yeah.
to these softwares, so they say that the opportunities are not great, and the growth is also not there in the industry if they go only for the software based jobs, and of course the requirement is also not that much. So what can you give some insight on that?
Well, I must say that when you are, when these students are doing fashion courses, they are doing designing courses, then I don't think they would like to end up as a computer operator or a CAD operator, right? Now,
Yeah.
these tools, you should have knowledge of these tools so that you can work on these tools yourself when you go into the industry,
Okay.
right? So, in the industry, uh, when you have specialization in ERP, you can be in the IT team as a ERP coordinator or a ERP manager or whatever, right?
Right.
But you'll be looking after many other IT functions also, not only ERP, right?
Right.
So when you are doing fashion designing, you have to be a fashion designer who is capable of doing designing on CAD himself or herself, right? That is the edge you have by exposure to the software, right? so that you are not dependent on operator. You can do it yourself.
Right, right.
Right. And there are many organizations, many software companies who need expert people, from the industry, fresh talent from the industry. Like you must have seen, IntelliCut is a very good example of industry people and software people working together to develop a great product. Right. So you could join a software company and help them improve their features. But if you're working in the industry, I would advise that you specialize in your core area and let software be a additional thing, for you.
Advantage to their CV, basically. They know it, so it will be an advantage to them. Right.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the question, ma'am. Can we have the next question?
May I?
Yes, yes, sir. Of course.
Hi, sir. This is Kaushalendra here. I'm again a faculty at ASFT. It's good to have you here since you have got a great expertise in IT. I have actually two questions. I'm audible, sir?
Yeah, Kaushalendra, please.
Okay, I have two questions. One is like a giant like Cloudtail, which is the partner in India with Amazon. What is happening that now, since the whole online business has to be profitable and Cloudtail is the responsible partner for managing the inventory for Amazon in India. So what is happening? They are going to promote the internal brands as well. This is where the money is. If you talk about fashion, purely fashion. So what is happening that we do have a cloud system in which we put 3 years the last 3 years data in the system, and the system throws a number of reflections in terms of the inventory levels at that particular time period, the product came live or no, that's been taken care of. There are any discounting that's been gone for the product, everything, any pros and cons with comes with the product life. That's been taken care of. So what happens for my next buying? The cloud throws a particular algorithm in which I have a proper forecasting for my XYZ products, right? That helps me creating my OTB. But when it comes to, that's basically depending on completely on my past data. There's nothing about future. So we are still very much dependable on outsourcing forecast. I'm talking about the forecasting, the design and the forecasting part. We are still very much outsourcing it from the giants like WGSN or XYZ here and there. So Promasteel. So one thing is there somebody who is looking into, my first question is there somebody who is looking into that kind of direction as well, in which the past merges with the future?
Yes, now, software companies are integrating artificial intelligence, so that you could have such things from the software analysis of data, and based on the analysis, you could predict some future trends or things like that. So that is in the pipeline, and maybe by next year we'll start getting such systems.
Okay. So as of now, there is nobody who is actually trying to balance out what WGSN or what a Promasteel is saying and try to throw the reflection at the same time to my software. There's nobody right now doing it.
Well, things are in pipeline. People are working in this area. And very soon we'll have such systems.
Okay, and second, sir, second problem which is happening, which is basically happening with most of the small scale electronic goods. So when I say electronic goods, is basically what I'm talking about: the USBs, the pen drives, your microphones, earphones, or the Bluetooth devices. So what is happening? Let's say I'm buying it from, and most of these devices are so much into because of the life cycle is very small. The model keeps changing, and the strength keeps changing with each and every product line. What we need to do is to buy them. We cannot have a SOR system with, let's say, HP or HCL. So what happens? We buy it from those people, and what happens? The smaller carton gets converted into the bigger pack, and the bigger pack becomes a mega carton. And when the whole shipment comes, the mega carton gets scanned just to avoid a lot many manual interaction of the product. So what is happening at the end of the day? Right now, my problem with these small devices or electronics devices is that my which we call them pilferages or we call them returns very simply because of the wrong barcoding that's been done. Let's say there was a 4 GB USB, but since it's a manually the warehouse being taken care of in HCL or HP, so it's been that's a very manual error that might happen. So it's been instead of 4 GB, it's got a EN code of 2 GB. So what's happening? It's not going to get traced at all. It's become a dead inventory for me, and that is in electronics only. I'm saying is 0.35%. So is there anything can we do to avoid these manual errors, or it's a part and parcel of the job?
The only answer is that we have to rely on technology instead of relying on manual processes of putting the stickers. No. If you have a machine that puts the stickers on the batch that rolls out of production automatically, then this problem will never arise. This is a problem because of the manual processes. So with the help of technology, this thing can be, taken care of.
Sure, fair enough, sir.
There are machines which do automatic labeling. So when the product comes out,
it happens like maybe the HCL is giving the right product. So what's happening when it's coming to Cloudtail's warehouse because of some XYZ problem? In fact, it happened with Big Bazaar as well. XYZ problem happening. Nobody's going to go back to the warehouse to find the right SKU of the barcode. So they put whatever is available. That's basically a manual error, which cannot be neglected. This is what I believe. Unless and until you have very strong electronic technological systems, which would never let this happen at any cost. That's the only issue.
Yeah, this can be controlled in the factory, but not outside. If
right.
Another vendor purchases the product and puts a wrong label on it when he's reselling it, then this thing cannot be, avoided.
Yeah.
This has to be at the vendors, and only the precautions have to be taken, and checking has to be done. This thing really cannot be controlled by the original seller.
Yeah, there is no AI happening. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your questions. Can we have the next question? Can we have the next question? Anybody? All right, I think we do not have any questions, sir. I would like to thank you, sir, for coming here, sparing your time with us and sharing your valuable knowledge with us. The session was very informative and has really helped us gain insights on the different IT applications that are popular in the industry. Also, I would like to thank you, sir, for your patience and helping everyone clear their doubts and queries. Since Pradeep sir is on hold, I would request Smita ma'am to kindly give a vote of thanks to sir.
Thank you, Nakshi. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Smita ma'am, are you here?
Yeah, I'm there.
Good
morning, WHG. How are you?
I'm good, ma'am.
It was.
Speaking to
I
you
have
after a
been.
long time.
Yes. I've been listening to you for all this while, and it was really very informative. And I hope students have really gained a lot of knowledge on information technology from you. So I would like to thank you for this session, and would look forward for many more sessions. I would like to thank you on behalf of Dr. Pradeep Joshi and the entire ASFT students and faculty team. Thank you so much for being here, sir. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everybody in the faculty and all the students. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.